So let's get around the league now. I'll just start with the Packers, and obviously a very gratifying performance for me, not just because I'm a Packer fan, but I've been talking about this quarterback succession thing going back to 2014 and Jimmy Garoppolo. I really liked the way the Packers handled it, really both times. I mean, when they got Brett Favre, they had Don Majkowski, who was not a bad quarterback, and they sort of thought ahead. And then they had Favre, and they got Rodgers, and they put him on the bench for a couple years. And they drafted Love. I said, I like what they're doing, and I've been sort of promoting that model for years and years and years and years. And so to see that come to fruition, Chris, I think it proves a good point and sort of stands as a contrast to what, say, like they're doing here, which is just running around with their schmenz are flapping in the air. They don't know what they're doing at the position, and it's a stark contrast.
And I think that's the biggest reason Bill lost the job was mishandling the quarterback position. And I don't just mean Mac Jones. I mean, starting from Tom Brady. Even if you didn't really want Tom Brady, you know what Tom Brady would have helped you do? Buy time. 2 more years, you draft somebody, you find your Jordan Love, he would have bought you time. Instead, you said bye-bye to him. You had no plan, even though you were running around saying you were fine with Jarrett Stidham right up until they signed Cam Newton. So when you look at that, I mean, there really is a dichotomy between the way the Packers have done it and the way the Patriots have done it. And I'll tell you what, I don't get a lot right. But during training camp, I saw Jordan Love and Mac Jones, those joint practices, and tweeted out, Jordan Love greater than signed Mac Jones. And that's one I got right. And that's one that I will dance on. Because you could just tell immediately, it's like, okay, arm strength, other things. Yeah, he had a way to go, accuracy, some other stuff. But that's what a franchise quarterback looks like.
I think you guys are right, but I think we also have to point out it's better to be lucky than good. Are you kidding me? Like, how many teams go like, yeah, Brett Favre, 3-time MVP, Hall of Famer.
They traded for him, though.
Yeah, Brett Favre. We go from Brett Favre. They didn't think it when they traded for him. There's no way.
They absolutely did.
They did not think he was going to be a Hall of Fame.
Well, Hall of Fame,
he was like,
but Mike, they traded a first-round pick for him.
I know, but I'm saying.
He was drafted in the second round, and Elliott Wolf's father sent a first-round pick.
Right. Mike, I'm just saying. The guy was played forever as a Hall of Famer. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers, nobody thought he was going to be a Hall of Famer. He sat there in the green room forever.
Well, you can't predict Hall of Fame.
He did drop to that.
I'm saying
you
go from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love.
You're saying that was lucky?
That's lucky. You're blessed.
Come on.
You're blessed. Like you didn't know. You're telling me.
Mike, no one can predict who's a Hall of Famer.
Right, that's all I'm saying. It's
but that's stupid.
It's not stupid. It's like
Mike,
it doesn't happen.
No one scouts Hall of Fame.
You can't play for that. Come on, it's great. They've done a good job.
But they did have some other guys.
There's no way.
That's embarrassing.
Here's our organizational plan. We'll go from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to this kid who looks like he's going to be pretty good. Like, no organizations
but Michael,
don't do that.
I will say to you.
Tell me another one. Tell me another one who did it.
They did it.
Tell me another one.
San Francisco.
Who?
It was Joe Montana, Steve Young.
They didn't draft Steve Young.
I know, but they traded for him
when
Steve
Montana
Walsh identified him.
But they don't.
I can't believe you're in denial of this.
I'm not in denial. I'm telling you, it is extremely rare. You can't.
It is rare. It is rare.
Well, no, because most teams.
They're one of one. They're one of one.
Because most teams don't have the patience to draft a guy and sit him. And most teams don't draft a guy when they have a guy. It takes foresight, it takes patience.
It takes luck, and it takes luck.
But here's
it's okay to say luck.
There's some luck involved. But it's not the level of luck of finding the greatest player of all time in the 6th round with a compensatory pick you couldn't trade.
Oh, they plan for that, right? Hey, Chris, they plan for that. If you listen to Felger, they plan for that.
But here's what I'll say about Green Bay, and this is why
you have to draft a quarterback in the 1st round, you think he's pretty good. It's not a flyer.
You think he's pretty good.
Tom Brady was a flyer. I can't believe you're equating the two.
You don't know that
That's a joke.
You don't know that he's going to be the greatest of all time.
Of course you don't.
Of course.
But you know he's going to be good.
It's not a plan, Mike. It's not a plan. It's luck. It's luck.
But I will say, I think it is a plan. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I think it's a plan, though.
Embarrassing take that you've had in 2 years.
I'm embarrassed that you don't understand.
But I'll tell you why I do think it's a plan, because there's some other quarterbacks along the way between Favre and Rodgers, guys they brought in. Mark Brunell, they developed. Tim Hasselbeck. Sorry, Matt Hasselbeck. Matt Hasselbeck. So, like, they had a plan there. So they were always investing in developing quarterback. And you're right, not all those guys are Hall of Famers, but they did always invest in that position.
Yeah, they invest in the position, and I believe in that.
Those guys were flyers. Those guys are flyers. When you send a 1st-round pick to a team or draft a quarterback in the 1st round, you're saying, I believe in this guy. He's going to be good, and they're 3 for 3. And if you think that's luck, that is preposterous.
Not good. Hall of Fame good. We're saying 2 different things. One, investing in a position. Yes, Green Bay has always. Gasper's right. They've always done it. Kurt Warner was on staff. Mark Brunell was on staff.
Flyers.
Well, it's investment.
Aaron Rodgers was the plan. Jordan Love was the plan. Brett Favre was the plan.
Aaron Rodgers sat there. So you mean to tell me the rest of the NFL looked at Aaron Rodgers. They saw a Hall of Famer sitting there. Some people thought he would go 1. Alex Smith went 1.
I'm not sure why you're hung up on the Hall of Famer thing.
And he goes, because it's not that they got good quarterbacks. I mean, the Patriots went from Drew Bledsoe to Tom Brady. That's pretty good, but it's not far.
That was lucky. Brady was lucky. When you draft someone at 199, that's a flyer, Mike. When you draft someone at 24, you believe in their ability, and they were justified in that.
So you believe you draft somebody at 24, you believe in their ability, and you think they're going to ascend to the level that Rodgers got to.
The Hall of Fame thing, no one can predict.
So from that standpoint, then Mac Jones at 15 should have been greater than Rodgers at 24. No, it doesn't work like that. Just because they drafted him at 24, they didn't think he would be as good as he was.
The Broncos drafted Tommy Maddox in the first round when they still had John Elway.
The Patriots were wrong. The Packers were right. That's what we're discussing.
Okay.
The Patriots don't know what they're doing at quarterback. The Packers do.
That's a different conversation.
That's the point.
That's a different conversation.
Well, that's the point of what we're saying here.
But you can't. But maybe that's not. The Packers are the extreme example of that point. Maybe if you could bring it back to somebody.
That's why we're talking about.
If you could bring it back to like a more relatable level. I mean, that's in the stratosphere.
Yes.
What the Packers were able to do.
That's what you should aspire to.
Aspire to that because they're the only team in the last 50 years that's done that.
Good for them.
Okay.
That's why we're talking about it.
So the Patriots should do that too.
They should have.
And everybody else should too.
Yes.
Because nobody else has done it.
Well, if you have an established winning quarterback, yes, absolutely. Who's getting older? They were right with Garoppolo, and Chris is right. The biggest mistake they made was after they traded Garoppolo, they didn't reload. They should have reloaded right there. They could have drafted Jalen Hurts. They could have drafted Jordan Love. They could have drafted Lamar Jackson. They could have, again, first-round guys. Never mind Dak Prescott in the 4th round. I'm talking about guys. They had opportunities to reload, and they didn't do it. It was a big mistake.